Hi, welcome to Module 5. In this module, I wanted to introduce you to some of the other forms of intervention. So you've learned a little bit about DBT. You've learned quite a bit about abstinence programs like AA, the 12 steps, and so forth. Learned some overview of what are the components that all interventions share. In this module, I wanted you to be more exposed to some specific approaches, like that use a combination of. So again, coming back to dialectical behavior therapy, coming back to CBT. I've got some videos in there outlining the specific approach and what that looks like. Also have a client interview. So this one in particular, I was able to conduct myself. And I like this one because the client is a veteran and has been sober for right at a year now, a little over a year, but suffered from addiction to opiates and then also alcohol. And in this module, I've sort of clustered all of those drugs together for a reason. So if you remember in the first lecture slides about addiction in the brain, opiates and alcohol are both linked to changes in serotonin. Opiates especially also linked to changes in norepinephrine, like things that would affect your anxiety level and so forth. But the idea that you could have dysregulation in both, and they seem to be kind of clustered together. You'll often see this sort of comorbidity of use of substances. So wanted you to hear a story from a veteran and how specifically this one is important in the process of treatment for this veteran. He was essentially allowed to join the military, very young, very young adult. And once in the military, literally shifted from one substance to another as part of a normal sort of bonding coping mechanism that a lot of veterans experience when they are deployed, especially in a war zone. And this particular veteran was over in Iraq, and I can't remember the name, the town that he was in, but he had, he doesn't describe it, but he earned the Purple Heart because he was caught in a battle, a gun battle. They hit a roadside bomb, and he was thrown from the vehicle and pinned, I think, between two vehicles, and then a shootout ensued. And many of his friends and comrades died in the battle. So obviously the veteran experienced trauma from that, and I don't prompt that in the discussion at all because I didn't feel that that was appropriate. This is really focused on the substance, and thought, you know, we'll let him tell his story and how really what helped facilitate his change and so forth. But essentially, knowing that he had a history of addiction, once he was medically released from the military in order to try to, I believe, save his arm, they put him back on opiates for a period of 10 years and used that to not only manage the pain from his surgeries, but also, if you pay attention, the client alludes to potentially using it to manage his mental health after the event. So it's important to understand that there is huge diversity in why individuals choose substances. There is some biochemical component that makes us more susceptible to addiction and physical dependence. But in terms of coping mechanisms, right, there is a wide range of reasons why individuals would use and rely on substances in order to manage their negative experiences, their negative emotions, negative cognitions, and so forth. And so I just wanted you to, when you're looking at these interventions, to kind of take it with a grain of salt and hear someone's story about how systems have tried to intervene, and that in the end, he will tell you the real change agent was himself. That he did use resources, but no change occurred until he decided, that's it, I've got to do something different. And then he reached out and followed a program through the VA. So be mindful of that, okay? And enjoy the videos and the information. If you have any questions, you know where to find me.